Well, Clear Creek's impaired, and it's impaired with PCBs and fish tissue, chlordane, trichloroethane, dichloroethane, and E. coli.
Explain impaired. Impaired means
it has too high of a level in something. E. coli is a natural bacteria. It's in our guts.
Okay.
But it actually, E. coli actually is bad when it's in too much, the presence of too much outside your body. It can make you sick. And so it's present in animal feces, birds. You know, there's a bunch of birds and they're over top of an area, like in a shopping center or something. There's a bunch of trees and you got the birds out there. If you have a concentration of pet waste that's being left outside, if you have, which happens all over Houston, if you have a concentrated animal feeding operations like a feedlot for cattle, for beef, if you've got chicken or turkey production where they've got a high concentration of stuff coming off there, and if you have a lot of in-ground septic systems that are not being maintained properly, they can overflow onto the surface, and that would be a contributor. And then lastly, in the Houston area at least, we don't have combined sewers at all. We have a separate storm sewer and sanitary sewer, but in some places of the country, they're still dealing with trying to get rid of these combined, where it's both of them that flow into the river and the bay and the lake or whatever, especially up in the Northeast. And so they're in the process of having to go back and kind of figure out how to split those systems out, and those would be contributors to the E. coli. So we don't necessarily have to know why that it's impaired from chlordane. I don't know where chlordane comes from. I mean, it sounds like chlorine, but it's not. It's chlordane. I don't know. But they've figured out that there's too much chlordane in there. And so they're saying it's not good for you to be in that water because of X, Y, and Z. You have to include that in your report, and we'll talk about that report now. So if you were going further, than that, you could actually, draw your box. I'm going to clear it, draw a polygon. So if my job was right there, I'm going to draw it all the way out here. And this is all the waterways. And then I could execute the query. It would give me Clear Creek above tidal. It would give me Clear Creek tidal. It would give me Upper Galveston Bay. It's got dioxin and PCBs and fish tissue, which doesn't sound good. Clear Creek above tidal, Horsepen Bayou tidal is in there, but if yours doesn't flow into Horsepen, it's just in that box. So you'd have to kind of clear out your stuff. Now, being the fact that you're in Texas, there's another website that I would actually recommend. I have to do that because it's for everybody. But Texas actually has their own. You can go to TCEQ and do the Water Quality Segments Viewer. And that will take you to a map. And in this map, we can go down here, we'll zoom into the same spot. So we're here at Hughes, and so there I click on it and it says segment 1102, Clear Creek above tidal. It's a freshwater stream. And is it impaired? Yes.